Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today I'm going to be talking about the loose cannon reconstruction of episode 5 of the Space Pirates. And I don't have a lot to say about it. It's kind of more of the same. It is getting a little harder to watch with so many recons, especially since they're having to basically create the telesnaps, since telesnaps don't exist for Space Pirates. And a lot of times you can tell that they've had to make these photos to make it work. Don't get me wrong, though, the reconstruction is great. They don't have much to work with. So considering the circumstances, it's a good visual representation of the story, but it does make it hard to get there, especially in episode 5, when they're in different locations than they were in like episode 2, the only surviving episode. The story is fine. The actress playing the woman still isn't really impressing me. She's all right. The character at least has some morals because she doesn't want to kill anyone. But just the story, it's neat finding out that her dad is still alive. And that played out really well in the novelization because I do enjoy the Target novel of the Space Pirates. It plays out well here. The audio is fine. But there's a couple parts that really don't work with the reconstruction. One, when the doctor and company are breaking out of the study, when they're setting the trap with the smoke and then overpowering the guards and getting out, the way that's done, especially since it's an action-heavy sequence, doesn't work that well. Having pre-knowledge of what's going on from reading the novel helped there, even though it did, have some stuff scrolling on saying what was happening. It doesn't work. And then the finale, when the rocket's about to take off right with the doctor under it, doesn't really work. There is one point where it looks like they used a little bit of footage from Faceless Ones when he's kind of ducking down, covering his nose. But it still doesn't quite work. But again, they don't have telesnaps to work with. It would be a lot more effective if there were actual telesnaps of the episode. And I'm thinking this is the only Troughton that doesn't have telesnaps of the missing episodes. And that does make it a little harder to get through. The story was fine. The audio performances were good. Patrick had a couple more little doctor moments I liked when he's handing out all the marbles and he's like, do we have the green one? Oh, good. That's one of my favorites. I like the green one. He mentions that green one being one of his favorites, so he kept, I don't know. It's just a little thing. It's those little things I like about the second Doctor. So it's moving along. The story is fine from an actual narrative standpoint. I don't have a problem. The main problem is just the missing episodes. I think if this story existed fully, it would definitely be more appreciated. I'm not saying it would be essential Doctor Who or even a classic, but it would be more appreciated. The story's fine. That and the guy doing Milo still sounds like Jimmy Stewart to me. And so I can understand having issues with Milo. But the story's fine. It's just the fact that it's only one episode. It's an episode early on that exists, and the rest of it is this pseudo telesnaps that have had to be created to give a visual representation of the story, and sometimes that does make it hard to get through. I still enjoyed my watch along of it. I did find episode 5 the hardest to get through. We'll see how episode 6 is. I do prefer the novelization and recommend it if you haven't read it. If you didn't really care for the reconstruction of Space Pirates, try reading the novel. It is a lot better. And that's really about it. And I don't have a lot really in depth to say about it. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button. Don't forget to check out the Patreon. That is down in the description below. My entry level tier is only $2 a month. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, and Finn Perkins. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. My P.O. box is down there if there's anything you would like to send me to look at and review, and a link to my Amazon wish list is down there as well. Most importantly, though, thank you for watching.